Hello fam, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. If today is your first time here, thank you so very much for stopping by. To my subscribers, you guys are the very best. To my returning viewers, I thank you all. You guys are the very best. If today is your first time here, my name is Shomajule Obiefuna and this is Oma's Creatives. So in this channel, we upload anything related to sewing tutorial and all that, anything related to fashion and style inspirations. That's all we do in this channel. So if this is what you're interested in, do not forget to hit the subscription button and also turn on your bell notification so that whenever I post a new video, you'll be notified. So in this video, we'll be learning how to sew a beautiful gown. It's a pleated gown and an exaggerated hand. So if this is what you're interested in, let's just dive into the video without wasting much of your time. So the first thing I'll do, I have 6 yards here, so I'll just go ahead and divide it by 2, which is 3 yards. So after that, I'll fold my fabric and then I will draw the length of what I want to do. I want to first of all cut the front part, and then after that I'll go ahead and cut the back piece, okay, which is from the shoulder to the half length. So her half length is 16 inches, and then I added 2 inches for hemming allowance. So that's the shoulder line, and then the chest line. So the next thing I'm just going to do now is to divide the bust measurement by 6, and after that I'll go in and put it down. So in order for me not to waste more material, so I draw it back. So the next thing is to put it down. Then I added extra 2 inches allowance, then the waist measurement divided by 6, and then extra 2 inches allowance. Then I'll go ahead and connect the dots. So the next thing is to divide the shoulder measurement by 2, and then I'll just go ahead and mark it down. Okay guys, I made a mistake, so I'm adjusting it. So I'll come down from the shoulder line with 1 inch, which will serve as the shoulder slope, then the neck width with 3 inches, and then the length with 8 inches. So if you watch the gown that we are trying to copy from, you notice that the neckline is too deep, so you can still go down by 9 or 10 inches, okay? But the client does not want it like this. She wants her hand to come up a bit, so that's just it. You can still go down if you just want your cleavage to show, okay? Then I'll divide the from the shoulder slope to the chest line. I'll go ahead and divide it into 2 to get the midpoint, and then go in by half an inch, and then the next thing is just to connect it. Then after that, I'll just go ahead and start cutting. So I'm done cutting it, and I folded another fabric, then placed the previous one on top of it, bringing out about 2 inches allowance for the zipper allowance, okay guys? If you cannot bring out 2 inches allowance, I thought you can make it 1.5 or 1 inch. So the next thing I just go ahead and do now is to mark out the shoulder line, as you can see me doing, and then I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches for the neck length, okay? Then I'll go ahead and connect it like this. So apart from that zipper area and that neckline, every other thing is just absolutely the same thing. So I'm done cutting it, and this is what I have. So the next thing I'll just go ahead and do is to slit up the zipper area, okay guys? Then in this video, I just after cutting it out, I remember that the client said I should put a princess that, and then I've already cut it out, so this is what I'm just going to do now. I'll divide the bust measurement by 6, and then that will be the dart leg, and then I'm going to come down from the shoulder slope with 4 inches, and then I'll just go ahead and connect it like this. So this is how to cut a princess dart if you don't know it. So after that, I'll just go ahead now and cut it out. But guys, one thing about me is that if I'm cutting a princess dart, I don't normally cut it entirely, okay? I used to stop at the tip of it, okay? So for the lining part, I'm not going to cut the princess dart on the lining part. Okay, I'll just go ahead and sew the princess dart and cut the princess dart on the main fabric, and then use the lining to turn it up. So I'm done cutting it, and it's time for sewing. Remember, we've not cut the down parts. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and join the princess dart, and after that I'll go ahead and turn it up with my lining. So for the down part, I'm going to measure about 2 yards and 4 inches. I measured about 2 yards and 4 inches, but after everything I realized that it doesn't give me what I want, because the client wanted to be the flare to full more. So what I'm just going to do is I added extra 18 inches to it to complete it. So that's just it. So for the length, just go ahead and minus the half length, then measure from that half length to the gown length that you measured your client. Okay, and that's just it. From that half length to the gown length, that's just it. And also I added extra 2 inches to it for hemming allowance also. So the next thing I'll just go ahead and do now is to move over to my sewing machine and run a loose stitch on it. I'll just go ahead and run a loose stitch until I get to the end. Then the next thing I'll just go ahead and do is to draw it. Okay, so guys, I'm done sewing it, and this is what it looks like. If you watch very closely, you will notice it, but if you don't watch closely, you will not see the line. Okay, so let me just go ahead and cut out the excesses, and then after that I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So this is the back piece, and I already done the same thing. I did exactly the same thing I did on the front piece. So it's now time to join the shoulders, and this is what I'm just going to do. I'll put the front and the back, the right side facing the right side, and I'll put them like this. Bring out the lining part, and then I'll use my pin to pin it down first, then move over to my sewing machine to sew it. Okay, this is another style of joining the shoulder. You can just put it like this and sew it straight, and it will still come out fine, or you can still do the other type. Okay, anyone you want. The only thing is that it will still give you the same results. So depending on anyone that you want. So I'm done sewing it. This is what I have. So guys, I'm done sewing it, and it's now time to join the sides. Okay, so let me just go ahead and pin it down so that I don't have any mistake down there. So the next thing I'll just go ahead and do now is to divide the chest measurement, the bust measurement by 2. Go ahead and divide it by 2. Okay, divide the bust measurement by 2. Let me push it so that you guys can be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so after dividing your bust measurement by 2, put it down and then measure the remaining one, and then divide it into 2 equal parts. Put half the other side and half at the other side. Then the same thing you did on the chest line is what you are going to repeat on the waistline by dividing the waist measurement by 2, and then divide the remaining one, and then put it share it equally. Okay, half at the other side and half at the other side. Then I'll just go ahead and move over to my sewing machine and stitch it together. But first of all, let me just draw a guideline so that when I'm sewing I'll not have to. Okay, let me just go ahead and draw it. So if I move over to my sewing machine now, I'm just going to sew through the line that I just drew now. Okay guys,
Please guys, if you're still watching up to this moment, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Okay guys, please watch to the end so that you get to understand what we are doing here. And please, if you have any question, just kindly drop it down the comment section. I promise you I'm going to attend to them all. Okay.
so this is the down part and I've already run a loose stitch on it, so I'm trying to drag it so that it can be able to match up with the upper part. So keep on dragging it until you get your exact waist measurement plus 2 inches allowance. Okay, so let me measure it now and see if I've gotten what I want. So can you see exactly what I want, and then extra 2 inches added. So I'm done sewing the upper part and this is what it looks like. Can you see it? So I'll just go ahead and open like this and then join the down part. So I'll place it the right side facing the right side. Can you see where I joined it? So that is it. So I'll place it the right side facing the right side like this, and I'm just going to move over to my sewing machine to sew it. So for the sleeve, I've gone ahead to fold a fabric, and then the next thing I'm just going to do now is to measure the length of the sleeve. The sleeve length is 22 inches, then I minus 2 inches for the band. If you watch it very closely, you notice that there's band on it. Then that is the that's first line is the cap of the sleeve, and then I came down by 4 inches. Then I'll divide her upper arm measurement by 2, and then I added 1.5 extra allowance. Then the next thing I'll just go ahead and do is to divide from that from the cap line to the second line. I'm just going to divide it by 2 to get the midpoint, and I also divide the measurement I have at the upper arm measurement. I'll divide it by 2 and then also get the midpoint. So the next thing I'm just going to do now is to connect the whole dot like this. Guys, please, I'll still do a clear video on how to cut a sleeve in case you don't know how to cut a sleeve. Okay guys, so I'm done drafting the line, and the next thing I'll just go ahead and do is to divide the sleeve band measurement. I added extra 3 inches to it, and then I'll just go ahead and connect it. The reason why I added extra 3 inches is because I'm going to pleat that down a bit. Okay, I'm just going to pleat it a bit. When I'm sewing it, I'll also show you guys what to do. So I'm done sewing, cutting it, and I'm done drafting it. So the next thing I'll go is to, from that cap of the sleeve, I'll go up by 6 inches. Let me adjust the fabric so that you guys can be able to see what I'm doing. I went up by 6 inches and then go in by with 6 inches as well. So depending on how you want the sleeve to be, so I'll just go ahead and connect it straight like this. Please watch closely so that you can be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, connect it straight like this, and then the next thing to do now is just to cut out. So I'm going to cut this into 2 because it's for the 2 sleeve. So after cutting it, we'll move. So this is the band. I folded it by 2. Okay, but when you open it out, you will notice that it's 4 inches. So that's just it. So this is the sleeve. Can you see how it looks? So the next thing I'm just going to do now is to measure it. Okay, I'll pleat it like this. I'll pleat it from this part to the other side. But first of all, the what I'm just going to do is to measure out that 6 inches. So where that 6 inches starts is where I'm going to start the plating. Okay, so I'm going to start here and end here. So that's just it. And when I come back, I'm going to show you. So for the sleeve band, I'm going to pleat it just small, okay, so that it can fit into what I want to use it and do. So this is the down part, and I'm done fixing it. Can you see how it looks? So it's time now for me to join the lining. So the next thing I'll just go ahead and do is to flip it over like this. Remember, this part that you're seeing now is the upper side, so I'm just going to sew the lining on top from that upper side and then flip it over so that it can be able to cover the edges. So this is the sleeve, and this is what I have here. I'm done splitting it, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so the next thing I'm just going to do now is to put in the band. So I'll first of all sew from the wrong side and then turn it up to the right side. Okay, so I'll put the band, the right side facing the wrong side of the main sleeve, and then after sewing it, this is what I have. So what I'm just going to do is to flip it like this and then cover it up. Make sure you cover up the sewing thread, and then you move over to sewing machine. I'll then move over to my sewing machine to stitch it down. Okay, so I'm done sewing it, and this is what I have. Okay, this is what I have after sewing it. So I'll go ahead and cut out the excesses, and then the next thing to do now is just to go ahead and attach it to the sleeve, to the main fabric, to the dress. Okay, so before that, I'll just go ahead now and divide it. Okay, fold it so that I can be able to get the center part. So guys, I'm done sewing it, and this is what we have here. Can you see it? So the next thing I'll just go ahead and do now is to divide the band measurement, the sleeve band measurement, by 2. I'll just go ahead and divide it by 2 like this, and then I'm going to place it. The sleeve band measurement divided by 2, place it. Hers is 7 inches, so I'll just go ahead and divide it by 2, which will give me 3.5, and then I'll sew it and connect it back to the chest line. So I'm done sewing it, and this is what it looks like. Can you see it? The lining covers the rough edges. So for the zipper, I'll just come down by 6 inches from the half length, and then I'll just go ahead and close up the down part. Okay, I'll move over to my sewing machine and use 1.5 inches to close up the measurement, and after that I'll hem the down part. Okay, I'll fold it in like this and then stitch it. So the next thing, just go ahead and fix your zipper, any type of zip that you want, just go ahead and fix it, and this is what we have. Okay, can you see how the hand stands? Can you see it? Very beautiful. Please give this video a thumbs up. Okay, give this video a thumbs up, and thank you for watching. Bye.